Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Pioneer League, it's time for Sports Center. Yeah.
Highlight reel, you should check top 10. Footwork too real, shook him right, he went left. I put you to the test for thinking that you the best. You want a shot at a champ? Better get you a vest. We don't care how you feel, hitting harder than steel. Your destiny been sealed, still farm like a shield. I bring you back down to earth while we light up the turf. I keep that torch in my hand while you getting this work. All we do is just win, and you know losing the choice. At the top it's just us, it's only me and my boys. Yeah, we just tryna ball, we ain't come here to fight. I'm about them cameras in action, we talking Friday Night Lights.
Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Pioneer League, it's time for Sports Center. Yeah.
Time for Sports Center. Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Sports Center, time for Sports Center. Pioneer League, time for Sports Center.
Hi, and welcome to the 5th season of the Pioneer Football League. We are really excited about another amazing season of PFL football. Make sure that we have the attitude necessary to prevail and carry this thing for the next 5 years in success. I say all the time that I don't have an overwhelming desire to own a football league. As long as there is a need for the Pioneer Football League, the PFL will exist. And for 5 seasons, there have been great people. They've used it as a catalyst to reach a whole bunch of young people and make a difference in people's lives. And this year we want to focus on that aspect of what we do. The Pioneer Football League is not just a football league. In fact, most people refer to the Pioneer Football League as simply just the Pioneer League. And I prefer that really because what we do is beyond just the game of football. And what you will see in the upcoming weeks and upcoming months and throughout the upcoming season is a focus on things that have nothing to do with the X's and O's. Has everything to do with taking these kids off the street, providing a safe haven for those that need it, and to build a bonding relationship and a meaningful attachment from player to team and from team to league. So we'll highlight each of these programs that are in the Pioneer Football League, and we will take a look at some of the great traditions that they have. Some of them you may not even realize that they have them. It's just something that is part of regular business. However, it's still special things that get players to sign up and parents to sign up year after year to have their child involved in not just the game of football, but those particular organizations. And we want to applaud those organizations for the great job that they do. Before we can focus on the individual teams and what their traditions are, let's talk about some of the traditions that we have in the Pioneer Football League. Well, for 5 seasons, we've been doing our All-Star game, and our All-Stars have been kind of like a annual highlight of the season, and a lot of people have enjoyed those experiences. So this year, just like last, we're attempting to go through all of the age groups to see which all-star teams we would like to do. Last year, we did all of the age groups in the all-star game, and we had an absolute ton of fun. So we're looking to do that again this year, but it may be tweaked a little bit based on what we're trying to do in terms of taking that team on the road. So obviously, if we're taking a team on the road, we can't take all 4, so some decisions are going to have to be made. But those decisions we've made based on what benefits the most amount of kids. So, as we move on this tradition campaign, what is going to be special about year 5? We're going back to our roots. We're going to be heavy when it comes to this media, and we're going to be the players' league, the place that players would like to play because it is their version of the NFL. So in true Pioneer fashion, here's some clips as to what is going to be highlighted during the course of this 5th year of Pioneer League football.
He said, "How could I ever be disloyal to a sport that has given me a life? How could I ever be disloyal to a sport that's given me a life?" So when you're coaching your kids, when you're training your kids, when you're running your leagues, when you're working with parents, remember that it's about those kids, and that if we can make it more fun and we can let them play, and if we're ever unsure, we say, hey, does this decision I'm making here today, is this benefiting the sport? And if it's yes, then do it. And if it's no, then you might have to go in a different direction. And so we have to make sports a better experience than ever because they're not getting it in schools. And we have to really look at, well, why are kids walking away from this sporting experience, and what can we do? Because what we know is that children who are physically active at 10, 11, 12 years old are far more likely to be active throughout their life. They have 1/10 the likelihood of being obese. They do better in school. They're less likely to do drugs or get pregnant. They're more likely to go to college. They're more likely to make more money in their lives and have lower health care costs. And they're more likely to raise active kids. 10-year-old children have a shorter life expectancy than their parents due to inactivity. And yet at this same crucial age, right, where kids are dropping out of sports, we're cutting PE in schools, we're cutting recess time in spite of all the evidence that shows the direct link between activity and exercise and learning. And kids are walking away from sports. So not only as a coach, but as a dad, this is a health crisis in our country. But enjoyment doesn't mean it's pleasurable in the moment. Doesn't mean running wind sprints or doing push-ups or having a tough day of fitness is pleasurable. But enjoyment means that you love it so much that you're going to come back over and over and over. And I found that too many people think that sports can't be fun or enjoyable and competitive at the same time.
Last year we had 5 really amazing people that were inducted into the Pioneer Football League Hall of Fame. And those 5 people will be inducted into the Hall tonight. When we're talking about traditions of the Pioneer Football League, we have to start with our Hall of Fame. Our Hall of Fame is what honors those people that have really stood out, not just on the playing field, but representing the whole entire league in a positive light. And this year we have 5 inductees that we are very proud of. The first inductee, Samuel Apa, he came onto the scene in the PFL as a flash. He caught our eye and with his amazing ability to find holes in defenses, and on his way to long touchdowns, he captured glory and the attention of the whole entire league while leading the Buccaneers to consecutive championship game appearances and a title in the 2014 season. He was noticeably talented every time he stepped onto the field, and the last 2 seasons especially, he really caught the eye of the whole entire league. With his acceptance, and now he attends Central Michigan University, he plans on earning his degree while attempting to make the team over there. And it's just this effort, along with his all-star selections, along with his constant drive and passion and motivation, that makes him a Pioneer Football League Hall of Famer. Congratulations, Sam. Theron Glenn. Hardware is something that TJ has become very accustomed to in collecting 3 PFL Championship MVP honors, including Spring Classic and Fall Season honors. His acrobatic runs made SportsCenter must-see TV, including his hurdle of unsuspecting defenders. That was the marquee piece in the show's opening credits for Pioneer League SportsCenter. He's a slippery runner who brings back memories of the likes of Fran Tarkenton. Glenn provides impossible-to-tackle athleticism along with a pretty accurate passing arm. He set multiple PFL records in offensive production. He was also a two-time PFL All-Star. For that, Glenn is a fitting reminder that his dynamic ability opens the eyes and doors of colleges and minor league programs to recruit PFL players. And the recognition of his talents makes sure that other people recognize the talents that are played on Pioneer fields everywhere. This would not be possible without this young man's talent. He's a three-time collegiate level champion, two-time PFL All-Star selection, three-time championship game MVP, and a 2013 Spring Classic season MVP. Congratulations, TJ, Hall of Famer. Sean Kelman. One of the pillars of PFL history. Sean Kelman's spot in the Hall of Fame is definitely reserved, as his contributions to the heritage of the Pioneer Football League goes far beyond even the time in which the Pioneer Football League has been around for these past 5 years. As a player for the New York Spartans, he was a captain and also helped lead the team to championships in 2008 and 2009, along with being a four-time All-Star. As the co-head coach of the Bronx Colts, he led his team to 4 Pioneer League championship games, winning 3 of them, and winning a minor league championship last year and the year before as a PFL affiliate. Winning just seems to be something that Coach Black does. The defensive mastermind for a unit that put up more points in the Spring Classic play than many teams scored on offense speaks volumes. He's also the mouthpiece of the program. Kelman is one of that gets the team of young, anxious Bulls going, very anxious to play, and he also gets talented ball players to play as a cohesive machine, as he calls it. He was 2008 Empire Conference champion in the Big Northeast Football Federation, 2009 Spring Classic champion, 4-time All-Star as a player, Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time PFL collegiate level champion as a coach, 2 undefeated seasons, a 2012 All-Star selection as a coach, and the 2014-2015 Triborough Football League champion as a Pioneer Football League affiliate. Congratulations, Sean Kelman, PFL Hall of Famer. Coach Ali can now crack a smile, which he only does on one other occasion, and that's when he collects a championship. Perfectionist is a word that describes this man, as he truly coaches from the opening kickoff until the last handshake at the 50-yard line. In some ways, he is an artist, and in his mind, his masterpiece will not be perfect until a championship trophy is in his hands. He has 3 championship appearances, 2 titles, and along the way a winning percentage of above 90%. The Harlem Jets 18 and under team was a model franchise thanks to his efforts. And the Pioneer Football League Friday Night Lights at 128th Street was even more fun with the commentary of Coach Ali. The men in his program have the utmost respect for him and his efforts, and he has placed players on collegiate prep school rosters across the nation. The attention to details is what made him so successful, and that is the dedication that paved his way to his Hall of Fame selection. A 2-time PFL senior level champion and a 2012 undefeated season, which was the first in Pioneer Football League history. Congratulations, Coach Ali, PFL Hall of Famer. Big Mike, he's affectionately called this because of his size, but you could also identify him by the way he plays in critical moments. When a player is needed to get the ball back, make a big stop on defense and rally the troops, he comes up big. With his second consecutive title on the line, the Harlem Jets needed a ball carrier to run the ball through the defense and chew up yards and to chew up the clock. It was Big Mike that came up huge. He represented the PFL proudly during his career, representing the PFL in multiple All-Star game appearances, including a Team USA selection. The first in the Pioneer Football League, as he played in the USA Football National Team game in Dallas, Texas at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. When giving interviews for PFL SportsCenter, you could tell that the young man is eager to conquer big moments. The mixture of his size and agility makes him a weapon on both sides of the ball. He can catch balls with nimbleness that does not match his frame. and there are a few things that he cannot do on a football field, which makes him a great inductee to the PFL Hall of Fame. Two-time PFL senior level champion, 2 times All-Star selection, and 2013 championship game MVP. Congratulations, Big Mike, PFL Hall of Famer. In 5 years, we've been a lot of places, seen a lot of things, met a lot of people, affected a lot of lives. So we have a lot of focus going into this year 5. We want to make sure that we are USA football certified. We're teaching the game the proper way. We are highlighting not only the players, highlighting your best coaches, your best practices, what makes your team special. And we're going to be profiling it on PFL Sports Center. The whole purpose of this league is to make sure that we provide the resources needed to make the program's ability to operate easier. There's no sense in having a league if there's no benefit for all the teams. So this should be an absolute exciting year. Good luck to the executive board. They'll be handling the day-to-day operations, and you will definitely see me all along the way, mostly with a camera in my hand and getting these initiatives of the Tradition campaign worked out. So again, I thank you for the 5 years of amazing Pioneer football, and again, I hope that you know that myself and the rest of the staff are doing everything that we can to make sure that the next 5 years are even better than the last 5 years. Thank you, and we will see you on Pioneer League Sports Center.